I'm here with WWE Hall of Famer Mean Gene Okerlund here at WrestleCon 2017. Gene, you've done a few events like this in your day. What's it like to be out amongst the fans, meeting people at WrestleCon?
Well, of course, it's very exciting. I mean, this whole landscape of the WrestleMania week. It's not just a day or a night. I mean, it's a whole week of festivities, and fans from literally all over the world, Jason, come to this event. And it's kind of a melting pot, if you will, of wrestling fans from the WWE universe.
Well, really, it's wrestling fans from all over, and you're a recognized name. I believe next month you're celebrating 46 years in the wrestling business, I believe.
Don't let anybody know
It'll
about
be our
that.
secret.
That's
Nobody has to
between
know.
you and I.
It's just between
The
you
kid
and I.
from Brooklyn, please.
Oh, well, you know, it'll be our little secret. But, you know, we talk about WrestleMania. Obviously, we're here for WrestleMania weekend. And you've been a part of a lot of WrestleManias in your day, including the very first WrestleMania. My question to you is, of all the WrestleManias that you've been a part of, is there one moment for you that stands out above all the rest as your favorite?
Well, of course, early on, I think a lot more impressionable upon guys like myself that were working in the pits, if you will. And WrestleMania 1 certainly made a big statement. That was either the end or the beginning for WWF back in those days. And what an event it turned out to be. Way beyond my expectations. I mean, when you bring in Muhammad Ali and Billy Martin and Liberace and the Radio City Rockettes, and then to have a lineup like they had for WrestleMania truly was something. The other one stands in my mind is the grandeur of WrestleMania 3 at the Silverdome in Pontiac. But hey, listen, it seems to me they just keep getting better. So what can I say? Can I pick out one? No. Can you?
Well, to me, they all kind of blend together. You have all the grandiose nature of it. I mean, it's hard to just nail down one. I haven't had the opportunity to be part of as many as you have, though.
Well, I missed just about a handful. I think 7 grand total. So that means I've been around for 26 or 27. But I will say this: I still look forward to this event every year. We have other, great pay-per-view events, extravaganzas like Survivor and the Royal Rumble, but there's nothing quite like WrestleMania. And I think it's the aura, the people that you see. You come here, you meet old friends. You don't have any old friends because you're not old, but I do.
Well, you could be my friend.
Okay, well, I'll buy that. A moment ago, we just saw Ken Patera here.
Absolutely.
Ken and myself go back 30 years. So, it's good. It's kind of a reunion, if you will.
Well, you mentioned Ken Patera, and I want to ask you about this because I've heard you in other interviews talk about in the art of doing a wrestling interview, there's 2 things you need to do. You need to listen and you need to react. Do you think that that's become something of a lost art in wrestling?
I truly do. I don't think there's a straight interview out there, and I'm not going to badmouth anybody because whatever the formula, the model is today, it's working. So you can't really argue with success. However, the art of a kind of a semi-shoot interview, I think, is gone. And the reactions are so animated that it's just not quite like it would have been with a Hulk Hogan or a Randy Savage or a Rowdy Piper. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Ric Flair, talk about spontaneity, that's where it was.
Well, you mentioned Randy Savage. He's obviously a favorite of a lot of people. I mean, I'm sporting a Randy Savage shirt right now myself.
Why not?
Why not? And you were part of a lot of his most memorable interviews, and he had a lot of them. What was it like working with Macho Man when you were on set doing interviews with him?
There is a guy you really didn't know what to expect, and I think that was kind of the magic of the way he operated. Nobody ever knew where he was coming from. Half of it was off the wall, half of it was off. Well, I don't want to say here. This is a televised program.
It is. It's a family program.
Yeah, I'll keep this as much family as I can. But Randy was, he was one of a kind. Very professional, by the way. He thought about everything that he did. But he was a great storyteller, not only behind a microphone and a camera, but also in the ring. Great storyteller.
Is there a match at WrestleMania this weekend that you are looking forward to more than any other? Is there any match that intrigues you the most?
No, actually, there's a couple of the top matches that we're all going to be looking at, but the entire card, I think, is just packed with talent. I mean, we've got the multi-person events that are going to be taking place, but I mean, Goldberg and Lesnar, I mean, that thing has been teed up now for quite a while. All of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Triple H going against Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns and the Undertaker back. There's one. I got to tell you, I'm going to be sitting on the edge of my seat, probably having a cold beverage while I am enjoying that one because he's one of my favorites.
What do you think about that run that he's had? I mean, do you think that anybody will ever have a run the way the Undertaker has had?
Well, I'm not going to live to see it, but I would have to doubt that you would ever you'd ever have a record like he has amassed at WrestleMania. And that is I mean, it's kind of a signature event at WrestleMania because it just happened year after year after year, and a bona fide success.
I have to ask you about this. You mentioned the Royal Rumble a little while ago. I'm sure this is a question you get, from time to time. Now, my favorite Rumble is the 1992 Royal Rumble. I'm sure a lot of people would concur. And you are in the annals of history in interviewing Ric Flair when that Rumble was over. And off camera, there was something that happened, and you made the comment about putting the cigarette out. And I've always wanted to ask you, who were you talking to, if you remember? Like, what was going on in that moment where that moment came about?
Well, I didn't think we could conduct business with a tainted atmosphere. So I asked a young man who was kind of sitting adjacent to us to put out that cigarette. And he did very kindly, and it all worked out. And you know what happened after that with Flair. He went, well, kind of flippo.
It's good to have the mystery solved, at least, after all these
leader,
years.
by the way, is a non-smoker, as I am. I hope you don't smoke.
No, not at all. No.
I got a great cigar, though, in my bag you might like.
We can talk about that when we're done here.
Not rolled by anybody in particular, but I think might be from Cuba.
Well, Gene, let me ask you this. I mean, you've done a lot of these events, and it just seems like you're not slowing down. I know you're going to be at the Hall of Fame. You're going to be at WrestleMania. Do you still enjoy it now as much as you did 30 years ago?
Absolutely. A little less involvement than I had in previous years. And it's kind of really worked out very well for me because not sinking into the sunset, mind you, Jason, but at least having an opportunity to be part of the big show, of the big event, of the big spectacular, of WrestleMania. Hall of Fame, Pat Patterson and myself be sitting there, may have a little concoction under the chair that will be working from time to time, but Hall of Fame is very, very entertaining, and you never know what's going to happen there either because that is spontaneity.
Well, Gene, listen, you are the bona fide Hall of Famer. This has been an honor for me to speak with you, and enjoy the weekend here at WrestleCon.
Yep, and I'm here with a lot of great guys, and as I said, the reunion, I'm going to be seeing Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels. I'm going to be seeing Triple H, not necessarily here, but seeing all of these guys makes it really worth the trip, worth my while, and what a weekend it is.
Gene, thank you.
Jason, thank you. I'll see you in Brooklyn.
Absolutely. I'm gonna count on that.
Yeah, very, very good Italian restaurant there. I don't know if the people are still moving around quite as well as they used to.
I'll even pick up the tab.
You'll pick up the tab?
I will gladly pick up the tab.
Whoa, we got $1 million man on our hands right here.
I hope this is not being recorded.
I don't think so.
Back to you. Gene, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason.